Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. No, there was not another glitch, but I just had to cast one more game. I told myself I wanted to cast a Zerg versus Terran, and I was looking through the MLG Columbus replay pack. Didn't see a Zerg versus Terran that quite caught my eye. I mean, I saw a lot. Obviously, there's a lot out there, but I did see this game. This is JediGamer versus Spanishiwa, and I don't exactly know JediGamer. I mean, obviously, he's a Star Wars fan. I'm a Star Wars fan too, man. I love Star Wars. But I just thought to myself, this could be a good one. JediGamer, he's a Terran player. Spanishiwa is a Zerg. It was on Metalopolis, and I just don't know. I have a good feeling about this one. So I want to pump out this last one and then move ahead to the MLG replays. And then, of course, I want to cast as many of these Spanishiwa games as I can from the replay pack. But yeah, I'll be casting kind of a hybrid of both. But yeah, Columbus games coming up after this. Post down below, guys. I don't know what you guys want to see, but I definitely want to see the semifinals and the finals. So let me know. It does look like Spanishiwa and his opponent have spawned right next to each other, which always a good way to get things fired up in the skies. We might be seeing some Muta play or some early Banshee play. Spanishiwa wisely just barely poking in here with the Overlord, and of course that means that the Terran player doesn't even know where the Zerg player is. Didn't look like JediGamer didn't look like he pulled an SCV out early on to check for that Overlord. So he is operating a little bit in the dark. I think JediGamer is going to be walling off with a supply depot to close things off, and Spanishiwa here is going to be coming in with the drone just to get in there and see what the Terran player is up to. Spanishiwa has also opened up with the hatchery first. So you guys, I think we're going to be seeing a macro game here from our Zerg player. Once again, Spanishiwa is the guy who really likes that mass drone kind of build with just relying on queen, spine crawlers, and drones. And maybe some Zerglings to defend without speed, in fact. So I think that's going to be the case. JediGamer now has closed the doors. He said, you know what, you get a free tour, but only once. And then after that, doors are shut. So it's an exclusive club VIP in here for JediGamer, who's gonna be he's gonna be cooking up something here. I can't wait to see what he's gonna do after the barracks. It almost looks like he's gonna open up with Hellions, and yeah, there's a factory. One base into one factory. We may see a second factory going down momentarily, and I think JediGamer here is gonna be going for Hellions to start things off. Spanishiwa, meanwhile, actually I hear a bit of a skirmish. The Marine has made its way over, and I think we're going to be seeing, wow, some early Marine pressure from Jedi, who does have the option of throwing up a bunker here, guys. He could bunker up this little corner here before the creep gets over there. I don't know if that's going to be the case. Spanishiwa now has about 4 drones off the line, and he should be able to kill off, loses a drone, kills off a Marine, so basically 50 minerals for 50 minerals. And he is going to be happy with that, keeps the Marines away. Spanishiwa is going to fall back and get right into the mining duty. And, Jedi here has gone right into a starport. So like I said before in the early game, air can really be the determining factor on a map like this, especially with close spawn. And note the placement of these 2 buildings. This is so smart. It's as far away from Overlords as you can possibly get. Spanishiwa is most likely not going to scout this out, and in fact, it is going to be Banshees to start things off. So Jedi here is going to lift off the starport, take control of the tech lab, and go right into Banshee play. And Spanishiwa has no lair. This is going to be rough for Spanishiwa. He's opened up 14 hatch, and once again, with this Spanishiwa build, without getting early gas, you really are vulnerable to something like Cloaked Banshees. And Jedi, is he going to get the Cloak upgrade? He needs more gas. So I guess he's not going to be going for Cloak to start things off. I feel like if he had waited on the reactor, he might have been able to get the Cloak a little bit sooner. But in fact, the Cloak is not going to be coming. The Banshee will be easily repelled by at least 2 queens. And now Spanishiwa coming in here with the Overlord, and he sees it just out with the peripheral vision of the Overlord. That Overlord, man, has eyes on the side of its head, actually. So it does barely spot the starport. And now Spanishiwa is well alerted to the fact that there are Banshees on the way And it doesn't really look like he even cares. He has 33 drones, still doesn't have a drop of gas, doesn't get gas until he's got around 40 drones. He's even sent the Queen prematurely here to catch the Banshee. Doesn't end up doing it quite as much as he would like to, but he does end up doing a lot of damage and only loses 1 drone. The Banshee now will have to fall back. And I feel like Jedi's early Banshee may not have done as much damage as Jedi was hoping for. So now he is, now he's falling down into factory tech, and I almost feel like, wow, he's getting a 3rd factory. Certainly very interesting, guys. This is not typical of Terran play. Usually when that Banshee harass fails, you'll see Terran players kind of fall down into Marine play. Marine with maybe tank support, simply because the starport can then be transitioned into making dropships for healing the Marines. But Jedi here is really playing a gas-intensive build, still making Banshees, and he's going straight into mass factories. I think we're going to be seeing some kind of a Hellion transition out of these Banshees, and he's actually going to be able to kill off quite a few drones here. Gets 2 and 5 for a total of 7. Spanishiwa still without a lair. Which, you know, this is the problem with going Spanishiwa build. The Spanishiwa build, you just don't have the gas to get an early lair, and if you're dealing with these kind of early air units, you just don't have Mutalisks, and Spire is what you get typically to deal with dropships or Banshees. But unfortunately, Spanishiwa is like a light year away from getting that Spire up, so I don't even know if he's going to rely on it. He's getting Evo chambers now, so we may just see Spore Crawlers go down. But he's taken certainly a lot of damage. Spanishiwa here actually has a lot of Zerglings posted outside the Terran player. Has actually lost a couple at the front right here as Jedi's now moving out. Spanishiwa may actually run in. Oh no, he's running into all these Hellions! This is horrible for Spanishiwa. He just lost like all his Zerglings. And Jedi here just turned over to his friend and probably said something along the lines of, and that's how I killed all those Womp Rats with my T-16 back home. Jedi here basically just roasted all those Zerglings. Now he's got really good map control. His Viking here is going to destroy these Overlords at the perimeter of the base. May actually get that kill before the Viking goes down. Transfuser will keep it alive. So good micro by Spanishiwa, but now he's got to worry once again about those starported Banshees. He's trying to get a Spire up. It is on the way, but it's still a far ways away from coming, about a minute away. 7 workers have gone down from the Banshees. Jedi once again coming in here once again, killing drones left and right. Moves immediately over to the natural, and I can't help but wonder, where are the Spore Crawlers? Really, man, 50 minerals would be a huge help right now. Ends up losing one of those Banshees, but 50 minerals would help so much. Spanishiwa now has lost 14 drones as a result of those Banshees, but he may not even care. I mean, he's got this 3rd hatchery over here, and obviously he can re-drone very, very quickly. So maybe he just doesn't want to waste the time or the APM to make a Spore Crawler. He just doesn't want it. So I can't really process the thought process of Spanishiwa. I don't know why he's not making it. There are a lot of Hellions out here, and I do believe they have Blue Flame. Yes. Oh man, I hear them moving out. That is a lot of T-16s, and there are a lot of Womp Rats out there. Jedi here, he's moving out, and he could do a lot of damage. Oh my god, Spanishiwa here needs to have a perfect unit placement in order to deal with these Hellions. I mean, that is enough Hellions, I think, to one-shot a Roach. Maybe. I may be wrong though, but that is certainly a lot of Hellions, and actually they have been split apart into 2 different groups. Jedi here really could micro this second group over to the natural and do a lot of damage, but decides not to. Ends up killing a Queen and not going after the Zerglings or the drones. Now sends in the second army, but actually misses the Zerglings in transition, and wow. Spanishiwa, I don't know if that was a lucky break. In fact, I think it was a lucky break. I think JediGamer just kind of not having the APM he needs, or maybe just not multi-prong attacking, but really he had a window there to do a lot more damage than he did. He really only killed like 1 or 2 drones and a couple of Zerglings and a Queen, and ended up losing about 4 Hellions. I feel like he could have done a lot more damage, but he maybe a bit of a blunder. Not working out as well as it should have, and now Spanishiwa has burrowed Roaches. So he is going to be moving them just slowly but surely across the map. Is actually, oh no, Oh no! The Hellions here could be in a lot of trouble. They get trapped by the roaches. Spanishiwa springing the trap card, and now the T-16s all go down. These are the mega womp rats, man. You need a lot more than a flamethrower to take these things out. And Jedi now admitting that he wishes he had warmed up. I gotta agree. I definitely have to agree with him. He really could have done a lot more damage with those Hellions. And in fact, he pretty much threw away about 1,000 minerals worth of Hellions. And now he's given up all map control. He does have Thors in the back, though. So this entire time, he's been tacking into Thors. I do like that. Spanishiwa, meanwhile, hasn't really utilized that Spire. In fact, I wonder where the Spire went. I'm pretty sure Spanishiwa had a Spire. I don't know where it is, but anyways, he's going to be moving in with burrowed roaches. There's a turret in the back, though, so the roaches get caught. Now Spanishiwa has been scanned, and his roaches and lings are not going to be able to get in there incognito. They are actually going to fight against these tanks and Thors. Don't know what the heck Spanishiwa is thinking right now as he burrows his roaches. That was really a strange attack. Ends up only doing damage, but not killing anything. The tank is going to be immediately repaired by the SCVs. A hatchery here will possibly go down, gets canceled at the very last moment by Spanishiwa, recuperating about 250 minerals. Another hatchery is going up in the corner right here, and there are some seriously strange positioned units all over the map. Spanishiwa waiting with roaches to potentially pick off the third of the Terran. He's waiting with roaches and infestors to pick off the gold if the Terran player decides to go for the gold. And now Jedi has actually started to pick off the fourth hatchery after canceling the third. This hatchery, though, has a lot more health and may take more time to kill off. Meanwhile, though, Jedi comes in here with some Hellions, only 2, gets a couple of drone kills, roasts up about 4, a fungal goes down, and that's going to be it for the Hellion harass. But it's really strange, this game, guys. 25 drone kills for Jedi. I mean, it seems like Spanishiwa has map control. He's got units placed everywhere, but he doesn't have a single SCV kill. Spanishiwa has been the one playing defense the entire game, not something I've been used to watching. And Jedi here, he's been the one who's been playing, so to say, mind tricks. He's been doing damage all across the map. The Banshees have really been golden. And now I think it may finally be time for Spanishiwa to come back with an attack of his own and get some SCV kills. Unfortunately, those are not Banelings. He could just do so much damage if those were Banelings, but they are roaches, and they are not going to be able to do as much damage, nearly as much damage. But Spanishiwa, is he going to unburrow? Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? He unburrows the roaches. Gonna get a couple of SCV kills, and for the first time today, we have that bar starting to move its way back over to the left. It's got a long way to go, but Spanishiwa is finally getting some SCV kills. Now the planetary has been repaired. It was actually in the yellow, but it does get repaired up to full, and that should be it for Spanishiwa's little micro attack. Gets a couple of more SCV kills, so 13 to 25. And Jedi replenishing his mineral line with the dreaded mule, dreaded for Zerg, beloved by Terrans. This 5 meals is really going to skyrocket the income rate. As we can see right here, Jedi now getting up to the 2,400 plus mark at 3 bases. Spanishiwa at 5 bases. So it is certainly a close game. Both players' army supply right about even. And it looks like Spanishiwa now finally at the late game has started to move into his aggressive style of play. He's coming in here with infestors. Is he going to launch fungal or infested Terrans? I can't wait to see. Here comes some infested Terrans. Nice spread of the infestors to keep them away from the planetary's AoE attack. And these infestors may actually kill off the... They may actually get the planetary fortress. The SCV's coming in here to repair the planetary. The planetary's at 500, 600, and it is gonna survive. At the very last second, wow, if Spanishiwa, I almost lost my breath there, guys. If Spanishiwa had been able to kill off that planetary, that would have been golden. And, you know, he's one of those players that really, really loves using his infestors and those infested Terrans. I think infestors are Spanishiwa's primary unit of choice. Unfortunately, though, he may actually end up losing all 3 of them. Is gonna be backed into a corner here, trying to make a detour around the little statue here, but bam, gets shot by Jedi, who will probably lose his tank now, unless he's paying attention to it. Oh, yeah, loses the tank. So both players doing a little bit of an exchange. And now it's kind of in the super late game with Spanishiwa at the Hive Tech now is going to be going into, I believe, Greater Spire as well as Ultralisk Cavern, but the Cloaked Banshee is going to be making its way over to the Greater Spire while it's being transformed out, and it may actually be able to kill off the Greater Spire. But both these players are at such huge armies. I mean, look at this, guys. This is a really heavy mech army. This is all tanks, Hellions, and Thors, and Jedi is actually moving out here. The Greater Spire was saved at the last moment by the Queen Sporecrawler combination. Jedi is moving out, though. Spanishiwa has to be very careful when he engages this primarily tank Hellion army. The reason for that is his position is just going to be absolutely crucial. He does not want to miscalculate his attack. He has a lot of infestors, so fungal growth and infested Terrans are going to be key here. Does he have Neuroparasite? Yes, he does. Neuroparasiting some of the tanks in the front, throwing down a lot of fungal growth. The Hellions here, basically the meat shields, trying to take the brunt of the damage. Spanishiwa doesn't really have anything but infestors, and he's gonna lose his gold hatchery. So surprising. Spanishiwa has absolutely no units at all, and this primarily mech army is doing globs of damage. Spanishiwa now trying to mind control the Thors at the front, gets all 4 of them. And is he going to turn them against themselves? Yes, he does. Really smart there. Picking off the Thors right away, whittling down that Thor number, and now making some infested Terrans of his own. And I think he's gonna, launches some fungal growth there, really smart. Not fungal growth, but infested Terrans. And finally loses all of his infestors, but I think he bought himself enough time to deal with this mech army at the middle. I don't know where his units are, though. He's got, let's see, he's got 27 roaches. They're hiding somewhere. There they are. And oh my god, he's got a lot of Broodlords on the way. That is 8 Broodlords that are being transformed in the skies. And Spanishiwa now is going to be going with Roach Broodlord, and these Broodlords are going to be coming as a complete surprise to the Terran player. Well, perhaps not a complete surprise. He gets to the Greater Spire, but he really doesn't have many Vikings at all to deal with those Broodlords. And now the tank army is actually falling back from the Roaches. Spanishiwa at 2 armor, 1 weapons. Jedi at 0 armor, 2 weapons. Upgrades are fairly even. Spanishiwa going to be charging headlong here, trying to take out all the tanks and Thors. A lot of the tanks and Thors are weak. Is this Thor going to go down? It's at 52 health. And Spanishiwa not microing at the last second there. Could have got a Thor present, but ended up missing. Meanwhile, there's a lot of movement across the map here. As Jedi actually taking some damage on his orbital down here, presumably by roaches. But both these players now at a very late stage of the game, 24 minutes in. The Terran is on 4 bases. The Zerg is on 5 bases. Spanishiwa has switched over to a primarily Broodlord army. And I can't help but wonder if Jedi is going to be caught off guard here. He just doesn't have that many Vikings. He is making a lot of Vikings right now, so he was anticipating the Broodlord transition. But I think this is a lot more than he was hoping for. And he is going to need to use these Vikings very smartly because there are Corruptors in there. The Corruptors can do a lot of damage to those Vikings. The tanks, you're not sieging up, and then that could be trouble as there's an Infestor underground, gets a fungal growth off. Roach is giving chase here. The Broodlings even chasing as well. And Spanishiwa is sacrificing his Roaches to pick off those Vikings, but with turrets and Thors in the back. I don't know if that's the smartest choice. This game is getting so intense, guys. These Broodlords are still pushing that mech army back. The artillery firefighters, they are doing so much damage. I mean, a Broodling strike alone does 20 damage, and that is so insane. We actually have some Roaches here going through the backside. They may try to pick off some SCVs in the background while the JediGamer is trying to deal with the Corruptors, and Broodlords finally picks off the rest of the Corruptors, but more Corruptors coming in, so the Broodlords will still be free to do as much damage as they please, and the Roaches in the back attacking the SCVs. There is even Roaches back here as well. Spanishiwa is attacking on every single possible angle, has diminished the SCV count down to 53, and has started to even out that worker kill tab, and Spanishiwa is going to get the GG with his Broodlord push. Brilliant play right there, switching into those Broodlords and basically making a headlong push. And of course, with those Roaches attacking in the background, Jedi leaves the game, says, you know what, I wish I'd warmed up. A warm-up, it really does seem like he was definitely not acting on full capacity or playing to his fullest potential. Of course, this is the first game I've seen him play, but certainly had some windows of opportunity that he missed. And this Broodlord transition, I feel like Jedi should have been more prepared. He could have had more Vikings, but thus was not the case. And Spanishiwa forces the GG simply because Jedi doesn't have any anti-air, and these 6 Broodlords, 7 Broodlords in fact, just able to wail away at the Terran army. And that is going to be it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this cast. We have plenty more coming out. I'm going to go ahead and move right into the MLG games right now and cast a couple of those. I do now work 9 to 5, so I guess I don't have exactly as much time as I used to before. I used to just sleep, wake up, cast whenever I wanted, and then went to sleep again. But now I do have some responsibilities. I'll be trying to balance my life a little bit more, but and of course trying to find a new car, right? But anyways, I will be casting more games. I have the MLG games now coming up, so stay tuned, guys. I want to thank you guys all for subscribing and continuing watching. That's it for me, guys. HD signing out.